Today we're making what I affectionately call creeping mold cookies. These are blueberry lemon cookies that, even though they look like they've been sitting out on the kitchen counter for a month, they're absolutely delicious. And they're super easy to make, and they come together in about 30 minutes. Let me show you how to make them. First, we're going to start with half a cup of frozen blueberries, and we're going to be putting this in the microwave at 20-second increments just until we can mash up all of these blueberries and turn it into a nice kind of jam. This is what it should look like. We're going to set that to the side to cool, and in a separate bowl add 2 cups and 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon cornstarch, and 3/4 teaspoon baking soda. Lastly, 3/4 teaspoon salt. Give that a nice whisk to combine. At this point, you're going to want to start preheating your oven. We're going to set our oven to 350 degrees. And then we're going to move on to our wet ingredients with 3/4 cup butter going into our mixing bowl. Starting to mix that and then adding in 1/2 cup brown sugar and 1/2 cup white granulated sugar. We want to get this nice and fluffy, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes. And then adding into that 1 egg and thoroughly combining that once again. After that mixture is nice and combined, we're going to be adding in our dry ingredients. So once this flour mixture is all the way in, we're going to mix until all of that flour is just barely incorporated, because we're going to be mixing this again later on. So now I'm going to be dividing this dough into 2 separate parts, one that will be our lemon dough and one that will be our blueberry dough. So here on a scale, I'm just weighing this out, and then I'll be adding half the dough back into our mixing bowl. So this first half that's going into our mixing bowl is going to be our lemon. So getting this started, I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of lemon zest and 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. Giving this a mix. Then we're going to add in 1/4 cup white chocolate chips. So this dough is now done, and I'm setting this in a bowl and setting that bowl to the side. Now adding in our blueberry mixture, I'm adding in the rest of that dough and then that blueberry jam that we set aside. Letting this mix together, and at this point, if you want, you can add in a couple drops of blue food coloring just to make that color really pop. So once you get that blueberry mixture nice and combined, you're going to lastly add in 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips. Then if your mixture still looks a little wet, you can add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour just to try to match that lemon dough consistency. So now on to making our cookies. I have a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop here that I'm pushing 1/2 of that lemon dough into the side of, and then following that up with our blueberry dough. And it should look like this. Once you put the cookie out on the paper, you should have a nice even split between the 2 kinds of dough. You can play around with this too. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but I find that if you start with the blueberry dough, the mixture or the colors can get a little blended together. Once all your cookies are ready, we're going to throw this in the oven to bake for about 12 to 14 minutes, or just until the lemon parts of the cookies start to turn just a little golden brown. After that, these cookies are done. I'd recommend letting them cool for about 10 minutes, and then you're good to go. If you try this recipe, I'd love to know how it goes for you, and if you have any other recipes you'd like me to try, please feel free to add those down below in the comments.